When I heard of Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2, I figured it would be the technological upgrade that Warzone needed. Now, for those of you who are unaware, Warzone was only intended to live for a year. There were plans for a Blackout 2.0 with Black Ops Cold War, and Activision and Call of Duty generally completely misjudged how popular Warzone would be, which is why it took so long for content to start coming out for the game. So Warzone was never really built in a way that it was supposed to receive long-term updates after a year and lots of different content like maps and changes to maps and things you would expect from a battle royale. But also, it was limited in terms of what Modern Warfare could do, Warzone could do. There are engine limitations and design limitations that meant that they simply couldn't go any further. But that's all set to change with Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2, with the announcement of some fairly exciting features. There are a couple here that have some really good significance to the future of the game, and something that I'm generally really excited about, so we're going to go through them one by one. Now, the first one is swimming. You can use pistols and melee weapons while swimming in this game, but more importantly, there is a full-blown ballistic and physics system, meaning that there will be bullet damage values for water, bullet travel values for water, and more importantly, vehicles can also operate on water. And all of this can be achieved server-side, meaning that we can have a full-blown functioning swimming system with ballistics in water, using weapons and equipment in water, and vehicles in water, as well as things like amphibious vehicles. And they will behave as expected on the servers themselves, which is really, really exciting. The potential to have things like amphibious people carriers or riverboats or just generally vehicles that work on water is really exciting for Warzone and provides the developers more options. The ability to have a ballistic system as well as the ability to use equipment yourself means that there will be risk-reward scenarios for swimming in Warzone and going deep underwater, where allegedly it gets harder to see. Now, alongside swimming, there are some new movement mechanics coming as well to offer some really good flavors of things that we can do and ways that we can traverse the map. For example, Dolphin Diving is returning. Now, this isn't the drop-shotting dolphin dive that allows you to keep shooting. This is the kind of dolphin diving that will slow you down and you won't have a gun ready quickly, but you'll be able to dive out of the way, or through a window, or behind cover. And that's really, really exciting. And that means in situations in Warzone where you're being caught out by something at long range, be that a sniper or a long-range AR or long-range LMG, you will have the ability to dive behind cover and potentially save yourself a tick of health. It will also make you a harder target to hit, because you'll no longer be running vertically. This is a really nice addition, and the number of times where it's kind of dawned on me that the ability to dive behind cover would be a really nice feature is something that's finally happening in Warzone, and that's going to be great to see. Next up is ledge hanging, that will allow you to peek over a ledge that you're attempting to climb or mantle. And this will likely coincide with other kind of mantling or animation systems for jumping over things, leaping over things, vaulting over things, and that's really, really exciting to see. It seems as though the animation system and what you can do generally has been really improved. Allegedly, you'll be able to ledge hang akin to how you can climb a ladder in Modern Warfare 2019. So for those of you who are aware, you can kind of peek over the top of it with a sidearm, and you can sort of peek up and over it if you want to. But even cooler beyond all of this is that allegedly you will be able to mantle and ledge hang out of a parachute. So you'd be able to parachute to the side of a building and then grab onto a ledge and pull yourself up. And that's a really cool idea. And according to some reports as well, you can even do this on helicopters. So the potential for some really crazy gameplay is very high here. And on top of all of this, we now have a new dynamic vehicle system. The ability to climb out of vehicles onto the rooftop within a vehicle, knocking off doors, shooting and blowing out tires, leaning out of windows, healing vehicles at gas stations, and new kinds of troop carriers and transport helicopters, as well as amphibious vehicles. These are really cool things to see. Even if you drive a vehicle into the water, it won't instantly explode anymore. The ones that are built to drive on water will keep going, and the ones that aren't will float and eventually sink. So in between this new dynamic vehicle gameplay, where you can tactically take out a vehicle's tires or find a way to immobilize it, or if you're in the vehicle, traverse it in a way that's beneficial, alongside ledge hanging, dolphin diving, swimming, mantling, and various other animations that I think we're going to see in the game, including stuff like lethal drill charges. For those of you who have ever played Fuse in Rainbow Six Siege, there will be detonation charges similar to something like that. Is incredibly exciting. It seems as though the team behind Infinity Ward and the team behind Modern Warfare 2 are fully aware of all of the upgrades that are needed for Warzone 2. In an urban or semi-urban and modern map, the ability to mantle things, to ledge hang, to dolphin dive behind cover, to swim in certain situations at endgame, the ability to pull off various flanking maneuvers by gaining different kinds of height, these are all things that are possible now. The ability to jump out of a helicopter, parachute to the side of a building and pull yourself up so that you can flank somebody else, or the ability to dive behind cover and then maybe go for a swim to escape a tricky situation. This is such a great upgrade for Warzone 2, and I think Modern Warfare 2 is very much built in a way that will allow Warzone 2 to flourish. The engine has very clearly been upgraded. Raven Software are now getting very good at updating the original Warzone at the same time. So I do feel as though we're going to enter a really interesting age for Warzone 2, where all of these new mechanics will create hundreds and thousands and possibly even millions of new scenarios within a battle royale. You know, Warzone is a great royale generally speaking, it's fast-paced, it's fun, but there are limitations to what it can do. You know, there are limitations to what you can expect. Getting stuck on random geometry, for example, not being able to jump up on a cliff and pull yourself up, not being able to swim away from an opponent, not being able to tactically take out a tire and force a vehicle to crash. These are all things that can't be done now, but will be capable in Warzone 2, and I think that's a really exciting period of time. For those of you who are unaware, the new gunsmith system as well appears to be geared towards creating variety for Warzone. Allegedly, you're going to have a platform-style system where you can change different components of a base weapon to make different variants of that weapon. For example, the ability to turn an M4A1 into a SOCOM M4A1 with a short magazine, a DMR variant, or turn an M4A1 into an M16 style build, and basically taking effectively a weapon platform and manipulating it as much as possible. So taking an AKM, for example, creating a DMR variant of that weapon that's long range, or a short range stubby variant, or a heavy, more machine gun style variant. These all appear to be options available in the game that will definitely produce more interesting gameplay that we haven't seen so far, and maybe can bend the meta a lot as well. I'm excited to see what you guys think in the comment section down below, so let me know what you think. What are you excited about? What are you worried about? And I'll catch you again in the next video.